I offer my humble pranam at the Lotus Feet of Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome to video lecture on microcontroller and embedded system laboratory. Okay, in this lecture, I'm going to explain about DC motor interface and controller DC motor. So this is the block diagram of this DC motor. Here LPC 2148 microcontroller, it's a DC motor. This is a device driver circuit. Here I'm going to use three switches, switch 1, S2 and S3, S1 for clockwise, S2 for anti-clockwise and S3 for stop. Then here I'm going to use three pins like P1.16, P1.17 and P1.18 to control the direction of the motor. Say if it is S1 is if you press S1, then it's going to rotate a motor in a clockwise. If you press S2 button, it's going to rotate a motor in a anti-clockwise direction. Then if you press switch 3 button, by the time it is going to rotate, it's going to stop the motor. Just here we have three important signals. We need three signals. The P0.7 for enable purpose. Okay, this signal, this line must be high. Okay, then if P0.5, if it is 1 and P0.6 is 0, okay, it is going to rotate a motor in a clockwise direction. By the time this must be high. In the same manner, if P0.5 is low and P0.6 is high, then P0.7 must be high. Then it's going to rotate a motor in a anti-clockwise direction. Suppose if we try to make both low, say here also low, P0.5 low and P0.6 low. If both are low, it's going to stop rotating the motor. This is the logic behind a DC motor interface. Therefore, here when I'm writing the program, you have to configure these pins like a P1.16, P1.17, 18 as input. Okay, anyhow, if you go for IO direction registers, by default all are 0. Therefore, it's by default it's an input only. But if you go for P0, P0.7, P0.6 and 5, you have to configure these three lines as output. Okay, output. Now, this is the program. That is a clock. I'm going to use to change the direction of the motor. Okay, I'm going to use S1 for clockwise, S2 for anti-clockwise, S3 for stop. Here we know that we are going to use P1.16 for S1, P1 dot is for P1.17 for S2 and P1.18 for S3. So what exactly the meaning of this? If you write this statement as defined clock 1 shifting towards left 16 times, by the time actually bit number 16 is 1. That's the meaning of this. The rest of the bits are low. If you go for this particular statement here, bit number 17 is 1. The rest of the bits are low. In the same way, if you go for this bit number 18 is high, the rest of the bits are low. Actually, this is a masking data. For this, we can call it as a masking data. Masking data, it's very, very important to check the status of the switch, whether the switch is closed or open. It's a main program. If you go for your GPIO block, we have registers. We have IO direction, IO clear, IO set registers. We're going to use IO direction register to configure for input or output. Therefore, here actually we know that if you go for a previous diagram, in this diagram, we have to configure P0.5, 6, 7 as output and 16, 17, 18 as input. Actually, this comes under port 1 and this comes under port 0. Therefore, I have to go for IO direction 0. Then 0x E0. What is the binary equivalent of E0? This is the binary equivalent of E0. E means 1110 and 000. And we know that it's a 32-bit register. So we have 32 bits here. It's in binary form. This we can write E0, that is sufficient. Therefore, the binary equivalent of this is this. Wherever we have one, those pins configured as output. Therefore, in this case, this is 6, 7, sorry, this is actually 5, 6, 7. We have to configure this thing as a output. And by default, no need to configure for port 1 because by default it's already configured as input because 0 it contains 0. That is not required. That is IO direction 1 is 0. That is not required actually. Okay. Next is IO set 0 equal to 80. What's the binary equivalent of this? This is a binary equivalent of this. See here, this is bit number 0, this is bit number 7. Once if we execute this particular statement, it makes P0.7 as I, means that is motor is enabled, that driver circuit, this driver circuit is enabled. Then only there will be meaning for these two bits. If it is 0 0, stop, 1 0 clockwise, 0 1 anti-clockwise. Suppose if this line is low, there is no meaning for this. It means it's going to stop. So whatever it may be, 0 0 or 0 1 or 1 0, whatever it may be, so there is no meaning for this particular circuit. Therefore, if you want to enable this driver circuit, this must be high. That's why that is the main purpose of executing this particular statement. Once if you execute this statement, it makes P0.7 equal to 1. Therefore, wherever we have 1 here, that line becomes high in this case. Here, if you go for IO direction, wherever we have 1, those lines is configured as output. Okay, I told you already the clock 1 for S1, clock 2 for S2, and stop for S3. Therefore, if you write like this, the bit number 16 becomes 1, bit number 17 becomes 1, and the bit number 18 becomes 1. Okay, if you shift those many times, that particular bit becomes high. Okay, now this is the program here while, beginning of the while loop, and this is the end of the while loop, end of while loop. It's an infinite loop. Okay, first I'm going to check the status of the switch. So therefore, if you want to get the information from the input device, we have to go for a register called IO pin 1, because we know that the S1, S2, S3 is connected at P1. Okay, that's why P1.16, P1.17, and P1.18. That's why to go for IO pin 1, because according to our hardware, we are using port 1. Therefore, if you write IO P1, IO pin 1, it gives the status of the switch. Okay, and clock 1 is for clockwise. Actually, this is nothing but for clockwise, this for anti-clockwise, and this for stop. Actually, here bit number 16 is high, bit number 17 is high, and bit number 18 is high. This calls a masking data. If you try to execute this particular statement, it's going to add the content of IO pin 1 with clock 1. Means this data. Okay, it's a masking data. By default, the switch 1 is open. By default, all the switches are open. S1, S2, S3 all are open. Therefore, open means that is high. Here it's also high. 1 into 1, high into high, that becomes high. Means all things replaced with what? High. Okay, means true. It will replace this expression by what? True, if the switch is open. The switch is open means what? 1. 1 into 1, 1. 1 is nothing but true. Not true, false means it won't execute this. If the switch is not pressed, it won't execute this. Okay, means if S1 switch is not pressed, what happens? S1 switch is not pressed, say IO pin 1 contains 1. Here clock 1 we know that is also 1. Both are 1. 1 into 1, 1. That becomes true. Not true, false. It won't execute this. It comes to this. Once again, I'm checking for S2, whether S2 is closed or not. If S2 is open, once again, this is 1. What about this? Is already 1. Therefore, 1 into 1, 1. Whole thing is 1. Then 1 means true. Therefore, not true. That becomes false. It won't execute this code also. Then control comes to this. Assume S3 is also not pressed. Then what is the status of this? That is 1. This is already 1. Therefore, 1 into 1, the whole thing becomes 1. 1 is nothing but true, not true. Once again, false. So it won't execute this code. It will go back. It's keep repeating same thing. It's keep on checking whether S1 is pressed, S2 is pressed, S3 pressed. No switches are pressed. It will go back. It's keep on doing same thing. Suppose assume S1 is pressed. By the time this is nothing but 0. Okay, if the sum key is pressed, it goes low. Okay, if it is open high, if you try to press, then that particular line goes low. Therefore, this is low, this is high. Low into I, it's a logical multiplication and operation. Therefore, low into I, that becomes low. Low is nothing but false, not false, that becomes true. Then it's going to execute this particular statement. Means we are making P0.5 1 and P0.6 0. That's a, if you want to make it high, you have to go for IO set. If you want to make it low, you have to go for IO clear register. Therefore, in this case, we know that we are using P0.5 and P0.6. Therefore, we have to go for IO set 0 and IO clear 0. Therefore, we have to control 5th bit. Therefore, this we have to shift this one how many times? 5 times. Here I have to shift one 6 times. Therefore, if you try to execute this statement, it's going to rotate the DC motor in a clockwise direction. Suppose assume S2 switch 2 is pressed. By the time this becomes low, 0, that is low. Low into 1, that is high. The whole thing becomes low. It's logical multiplication. Therefore, low means what? False. Not false. That becomes true. Then it's going to execute this particular statement. Means we are making P naught phi equal to low because using executing IO clear register. We are making P naught dot 6 high by executing this particular statement. Therefore, start rotating the motor in a anti-clockwise direction. Suppose if you press S3, by the time this becomes low, the IO pin 1 becomes low. Here low, it's already high. The low into high, whole thing becomes low. That is false, not false true. Then it's going to make, I'm going to clear both the bit. IO clear, which bit P0.5, and IO clear, which bit P0.6. When both are clear, both are low, stop. It's going to stop rotating the motor. So this is the logic behind this particular program. Actually, for demo and all, actually you can go through another video. In that video, I explained each and every bit, how to create a project, how to save the project. I gave demo also for that. Okay. So thanks for watching. And if you have any doubts, you can write in a comment section.